solution of trig equations, all right, is actually working backwards. So now you go back to the original two triangles that we had, remembering if you can do it off the top of your head, pi and 3 is down here, pi and 6 is up here, 3, 1, and 2. What you're actually finding is the angle this time. Okay, and of course the second triangle is your isosceles 1, 1, 1, pi and 4, root 2, and of course your ASTC. Alright? As an example, let's say they have, they give you, say, half equals 2 sine x. No, not a half. Just sine x. Alright? So you want to find the x value. We know that the opposite of sine is inverse sine. So that means x will be inverse sine of a half. Because a half is positive, it has to be in the first two quadrants. So we find the basic angle first, which will be from the triangles. Then you use that to work out the equivalent angle in the other quadrant. Remember, for one cycle, there always needs to be at least two solutions, right? They'll also usually say between 0 and 2 pi. Because it's a repeating function, that means you can have infinite solutions. But we just say, no, just the first two, between 0 and 2 pi. Right. Where is a half in terms of the actual side lengths in these two triangles? They are here and here. Now remembering as well, using SOHCAHTOA, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So if this is the opposite, and this is a hypotenuse, that means that the angle must be this one. Do we get that? So the pi on 6 now we've established is our basic angle. Then we use the ASTC. Pi on 6 here is your first one. This one will be pi minus pi on 6, which is then 5 pi on 6. Those are your two angles. Now for later, you'll get ones where there's a number in here. Remember I said that if there's a 2 there, it means you go around the circle twice, or there's like two graphs within the 1, 2 pi. And what that actually means then by a further extension is that you need to find two sets of answers. So it means actually 4 solutions. Okay? You just go around twice. And what you'll find is that as you work through it, each of the answers will be divided by 2, halving it, which then falls within the 2 pi. Okay? So if I was to add that in now, chuck a 2 in there, right? To get the opposite of sine, the inverse sine, but the 2x is still here, right? And because of that 2, just think, go around once again, all right? So one more full cycle, which means you add, how much is one cycle? It's 2 pi. So each of these answers add 2 pi to it. Pi on 6 plus 12 on 6 is 13 on 6. 5 on 6 plus 12 on 6 is 17 on 6. Now think of these as 4 basic equations. Simply divide all of them by 2. If there's already a denominator, which there is, you simply multiply that denominator by 2. So that means you get x equals pi on 12 . And what you'll find is that all of those 4 answers still fall within the first 2 quadrants, and they all fall within 0 to 2 pi.